Hello, good day everyone. This is Teacher Teen, your mathematics teacher. Welcome again to our class. Okay, so for today, we are going to discuss about arithmetic sequence. Okay, and the learning competencies that we will have to address for this session are at the end of the lesson, you should be able to illustrate an arithmetic sequence, find the common difference in an arithmetic sequence, and find the missing term or terms in an arithmetic sequence. Okay? So are you ready? Okay. Now, let us see this problem. Okay? Let's take things out from this situation. Okay. It says that there are 125 passengers in the first carriage of the train, 150 passengers in the second carriage, and 175 passengers in the third carriage, and so on. Okay. Now, if this pattern continues, I would like you to illustrate the sequence involved in this situation. Okay. So what is the sequence involved here? We have 125, 150, 175. Okay. Now, if the pattern continues, how many passengers will there be in the fourth carriage? Okay. How many passengers will there be? Okay. Any guess? Okay, you may write it on a paper. Then let's see if it is correct. Okay, so the next is 200. So there will be 200 passengers in the fourth carriage of the train. Okay, next. Let's have this problem about primary school. The situation is there are 130 students in grade 1, 210 students in grade 2, and 290 students in grade 3 in a primary school, and so on. Okay, so let's illustrate the sequence. We have 130, 210, 290, and so on. Okay. If the pattern continues, how many students will there be in the grade 4? So we have 130, 210, 290. Okay, so what will be the number of students in grade 4? Okay, so you are correct. It will be 370. Okay, next problem. It's now about car. A car travels 300 meters the first minute, 420 meters the next minute or the second minute, 540 meters the third minute, and so on. Okay, so again, let's illustrate the sequence. We have 300, 420, 540, and so on. So, how far will the car travel on the fourth minute if this pattern will continue? Okay, so it will be 660 meters. Okay, now in the three sample sequences that we had, how do you get the next term using the preceding term? Okay. By adding a constant, okay? By adding the same number. Say, for example, in the first problem, we have 125, 150, 175, and we got 200 as the fourth term of the sequence. The constant that is added to each term to get the next is 25, okay? So you add 25 to each term to get the next term. In number 2, we have 130, 210, 290, and we got 370. So what is the constant, or what is the same number that is being added to each number to get the next? That is 80. That's why we had 130 plus 80, that's 210. 210 plus 80, that's 290. 290 plus 80 will be 370. Okay? Third example. Hi, sorry, there is a typographical error here, but this should be 3. Okay? The number 3 is 300, 420, 540, 660. Okay? Now, the constant that is added to each term to get the next is 120. Okay, that's why we had 300 plus 120, that's 420, plus 120, that gives you 540, plus 120, that gives you 660. Okay? So now, working backwards, how will we get that constant? How are we going to get those constants that we added? What operation will you use to get the constant that is being added to each term if you will work backwards? Okay, the answer is by subtraction. Okay, say for example, in number 1, you have 125, 150, 175, 200. So to get that 25, that constant 25, we subtract backwards each pair. So 150 minus 125, 175 minus 150, 200 minus 175, so you got 25. Okay. Number 2, to get that constant na 80, you subtract backwards. 210 minus 130, 290 minus 210, 370 minus 290. Okay. Number 3, to get the constant 120, if you work backwards, you'll have 420 minus 300, 540 minus 420, then 660 minus 540. So that is 120. Okay? Now, this is all about arithmetic sequence. With those examples, we should better understand this meaning of arithmetic sequence. That an arithmetic sequence is a sequence where every term after the first is obtained by adding a constant called the common difference denoted by D. Okay, so ang tawag na po natin ngayon dun sa constant na yun ay common difference. Bakit common difference? Kasi nga, yung constant na yun ay nakukuha natin by subtracting backwards. Therefore, when you subtract, the answer is called difference. At dahil pare-pareho yung difference, kaya common difference. Okay? And we will now denote it by variable D. Okay? Is that clear? Okay. So let's have exercises. What is the common difference? So here we are illustrating an arithmetic sequence using a table. Okay? So your input here is the number of hours of work. Then the output or your sequence, your arithmetic sequence is the daily pay. Okay? So this is in connection to a certain problem. Okay? So 30, 60, 90, blank, 150. Okay, so for now, our only concern is to get the common difference of the sequence 30, 60, 90, blank, 150. Okay, so solving for the common difference, we're having 60 minus 30. That should be equal to 90 minus 60. Okay, since they should be common. So 60 minus 30, that's a 30. 90 minus 60, that is 30. Okay? So the common difference in this sequence, in this arithmetic sequence, is 30. Okay. Next. Another exercise. What is the common difference? So our input here, Our domain, starting with 1, is the number of halo-halo sold. Okay, this is in connection to another problem. Then the daily pay of the vendor. Okay, so that is 182 if 1 is sold. Okay, then the next is 184, 186, 188. So our sequence here is 182, 184, 186, 188. So what is the common difference? Okay, let's solve for the common difference by subtracting backwards. So you have 184 minus 182, that's 2. 164 minus 184, 186 minus 184, then that is 2. 188 minus 186, that is 2. Okay, so the difference must be common. Okay, next. Okay, let's have this exercise. This time you are given 7p plus 2, 5p plus 12, 2p minus 1 as an arithmetic sequence. What is p and what is the common difference? Okay, so you would notice in this given problem, your terms are variable expressions, are algebraic expressions. Okay, we have here algebraic expressions as the terms of the arithmetic sequence. So how do we go about this? So note that your first term is 7p plus 2. Your second term is 5p plus 12. Your third term is 2p minus 1. Okay, so applying the process on getting the common difference, we shall have 5p plus 12 minus 7p plus 2. And that should be equal to 2p minus 1 minus 5p plus 12. Okay, so we need to establish an equation so that we can be able to solve for p, for the value of p. And applying the concept of common difference, then we can have this equation. Okay, so after having this equation, your solution will be, you distribute the minus sign to 7p, then 2. So negative times 7p, that becomes minus 7p. Negative times positive 2, kaya po naging minus 2. Then you will notice here, the similar terms or like terms are grouped together. Kaya naging 5p minus p together in one enclosed in parenthesis. Then, yung constants naman, yung 12 tsaka yung negative 2, naging 12 minus 2. Okay? On the other side, we also distributed the minus sign, taking it as a negative sign. Distribute it to 5p plus 12, kaya po naging minus 5p at naging minus 12, okay, or negative 12. So, in this part of the solution, we group together the like terms, okay, and the constants, okay. Then, combining like terms, yung 5p minus 7p naging negative 2p, 12 minus 2, you have 10, 2p minus 5p becomes negative 3p. Then, negative 1 minus 12, since they're both negative, we combine, so you have negative 13. Okay? Then now, again, to solve for p, we have to gather the like terms, the terms with a variable on one side of the equation. Kaya po, we transpose negative 3p from the right side to the left side, then the signs changed. So we have negative 2p plus 3p. Then on the other side, we have negative 13, then yung 10, transpose, kaya naging minus 10. Okay? So, we combine naman negative 2p plus 3p, so we will have p. Then negative 13 minus 10, they will be negative 23. Okay, so therefore, the value of p is negative 23. Okay, now, you are also asked to find the common difference. So for us to easily get the common difference, then we will have to get the value, the number now, okay, for each term. Say, if a sub 1 is 7p plus 2, then a sub 2 is 5p plus 12, a sub 3 is 2p minus 1. This time we will get their value. So we will replace p now with the value negative 23. That's why by substitution, your a sub 1 will be 7 times negative 23 plus 2. So that will be negative 161 plus 2 equals negative 159. Yung a sub 2 will be 5 times negative 23 plus 12 equals negative 115 plus 12 equals negative 103. Yung a sub 3 becomes 2 times negative 23 minus 1. So that becomes negative 46 minus 1 equals negative 47. Okay? Hence, we have the arithmetic sequence is negative 159, negative 103, negative 47. And for you to get the common difference, then you will have to subtract negative 103 minus negative 159, that is 56. Negative 47 minus negative 103, that will also become 56. Okay? Dahil nagka-copy change tayo, magiging negative 47 plus 103. And since 103 is positive, then, and negative yung 47, then we have to subtract and get the sign of 103. That's why the answer is 56. So therefore, the common difference is 56. Okay? I hope it's clear. Okay? I hope you understand. Now, okay, to strengthen your understanding and learning of the lesson about illustrating arithmetic sequence and getting the common difference in an arithmetic sequence, then I would like you to answer these practice tasks. Okay? I know you will be able to answer properly letter A, letter B, and letter C, number 1. Okay? Number 2, we are going to tackle letter C, number 2 in our next lesson. Okay? So that's all for today. Thank you and God bless. Keep safe, everyone.